The Empire is on the run in Star Wars Shattered Empire Issue 1. Picking up right in the middle of the Battle of Endor, the rebels begin to turn the tide of the battle. Green Squadron, a group of A-Wings, help Lando, piloting the Millennium Falcon, enter the Death Star. Lieutenant Bay witnesses Luke, piloting an Imperial shuttle, leave the exploding station. Following him, she helps defend off some TIE interceptors. With the Death Star destroyed and the Imperials running, Bay and Green Squadron head back to their command ship. Bay is given leave to head down to Endor to attend the celebration party. Once down there, Bay meets with Han and Lando, who are arguing about Lando damaging the Falcon. Bay asks them where the Strike Force is, and Han points her in the right direction. Finding the team in a hut, Bay is reunited with her husband, Kes Demerin. They spend the night together. In the morning, Kes is pulled back into duty when Han gets some info on an Imperial base on the other side of the planet. He wants to hit them before they have a chance to counterattack and raid their data centers. Bay offers her services as pilot to the transport for the soldiers. At dusk, the rebel transport begins its assault on the Imperial base. Han, Chewie, and Kes enter the facility, and after a short while the team comes out, with Han saying there is more to come. The first big post-Return of the Jedi thing next to the Star Wars Aftermath book that was released back with Force Friday. This obviously shows just minutes after what happened after Return of the Jedi, and it's pretty cool. And we also get some pretty big character reveals this issue as well. We get Bay and Kes, who Poe Dameron's parents, blatantly obviously are Poe Dameron's parents, and I guess in this issue we kind of saw the conception of Poe, maybe, since he, in the movie, he looks to be about, 29, 30 years old, and this, takes place 30 years in the future, Force Awakens from Return of the Jedi, so it sort of makes sense and everything. So that's really cool. And on the Star Destroyer Torment, Captain Duvat is visited by one of the Emperor's personal messengers, who brings a message to him directly from the recently deceased Palpatine. The message tells the captain to begin a mysterious operation called Cinder. On the planet Sturdic 4, Green Group commence an attack on an Imperial base housing some AT-ATs. The A-Wings protect a group of Y-Wings as they begin their bombing run against the AT-ATs. After another successful mission, Lieutenant Bay heads back to base, where her Duros flight partner tells her that she needs to take some leave, seeing as though in the 2 weeks between the Battle of Endor and now, she's been flying non-stop missions. Her partner asks her if she has seen her son Poe and her husband lately, but her husband is away on a mission with General Solo and her son Poe is with her father. Returning to the Rebel fleet, Bay is paired with Princess Leia, who is on a mission to Naboo to notify a recent Rebels family of his death. Arriving on Naboo, she is greeted by General Donta, who has arrived to escort her to the Queen. Gaining an audience from the Queen, Leia asks the Queen if she can count on Naboo and the Queen's help in restoration of the Senate. One of the Queen's guards interrupts the meeting, saying the planet is experiencing a blackout of transmissions and strange weather changes. Above the planet, Captain Duvat is initiating Operation Cinder, setting out weather disruptors and jamming the planet's communications as he prepares an orbital bombing of Naboo. Out in the Outer Rim, Kes Dameron and his Special Forces team, led by Chewie and Han, raid an ISB black site. After a brief firefight, Han gets Chewie to bring in C-3PO, who is there to secure the data of the base. On Naboo, the Imperials continue their attack. The Queen's Guard alert her to the flooding and damage being taken around the planet. Bay says that the Imperials are altering the weather with satellites, so they need to get into starfighters in order to destroy them. But when they ask to use some of Naboo's starfighters, Captain Kora says that they aren't any starfighters on Theed, saying that the Emperor demilitarized Naboo a few years ago, and the Queen, however, says that this is not true. Taking Leia and Bay to a sealed-off hangar, the Queen shows them some hidden Naboo starfighters. Entering the hangar, Leia senses the lingering dark side left some 35 years prior by Darth Maul. Luckily for them, 3 starfighters remain intact. The Queen announces that she, Leia, and Bay will destroy the satellites. Inside the ISB's black site, Han's forces push through the base, capturing a commander before he has a chance to initiate a data purge. Gaining access to the command room, Han has 3PO gain access to the systems and find anything regarding fleet movements or contingency plans and operations. 3PO finds that Operation Cinder is currently active and running on multiple planets. He tells Han that one of the planets is Naboo. Suiting up, the Queen along with Bay and Leia head into space. Heading towards the Star Destroyer in space, Bay tells the Queen and Leia to find all the satellites while she holds off Destroyer and TIE fighters. Struggling to keep the TIE fighters off them, Bay begins to say her goodbyes but is rescued by Leia, both whom take on the rest of the TIEs and head for the Star Destroyer. The Rebel fleet arrived just in time, led by Lando Calrissian. The fleet attacked the Star Destroyer as the Queen takes out the final satellite. Later on in the Rebel fleet, Leia and Bay return, with Bay reunited with her husband Kes and Han reunited with Leia. At the Rebel fleet, the commanders pore over the Operation Cinder data, commending their teams for being able to halt the Empire's attacks, but they are doubtful that they will give up their attacks yet. In the ship's hangar, Shara and her flight leader Lulo talk about Kes and how he has put in his paperwork to retire. Lulo says he went ahead and put Shara's paperwork in as well. Lulo gears up to head out to the muster point, relieving Shara of her duty. As he leaves, Shara is confronted by R2-D2, who wants her to follow him to another hangar. Arriving in the other hangar, Shara is greeted by Luke, waiting in front of his Imperial shuttle. He says he sent R2 to get a pilot, but didn't expect he would be getting an ace fighter pilot. He tells her of the small mission he wishes her to accompany him on. Setting off on their mission, Shara is given an ISB officer's uniform, since Luke tells her that she will be impersonating a commander named Alisa Beck to get information from an Imperial base, which houses something that the Emperor stole a long time ago. Arriving at the base, Luke says that he will pose as Shara's bodyguard. Leaving the shuttle, they are greeted by the base commander, who takes them on a tour of the labs. Going through the labs, the commander voices his surprise at the inspection, but says they have increased security given the recent turn of events. Heading to the inner labs, the commander shows the 2 trees the Emperor has captured. He also signals his guards, who draw their weapons on Shara, Luke and R2. Having known Shara was not the Commander Beck, the commander lured them into the base for capture. He asks why they are after the trees. Luke says that they are the remains of the tree that grew at the heart of the Jedi Temple and they don't belong to the Emperor. Drawing his lightsaber, Luke defeats the guards and the commander. He tells Shara to grab the trees when R2 lowers the shields around him so they don't get destroyed from dropping. Shara successfully rescues the trees as Luke deals with a laser cannon that appears. Using the Force, he makes short work of it. Escaping to the shuttle, Luke sees to it that the base is destroyed. Once back in hyperspace, Luke says that he knows Shara is getting out of the service, telling her to trust her feelings on whether she should leave or not. When Shara says that she feels like she'd be abandoning the rebellion, Luke asks her if it's worth losing her family over. He also gives her one of the trees to plant on her home planet. After retiring with her husband to a forest planet, Shara and Kes plant the tree that Luke gave them outside their house. So that's it for Shattered Empire. Really cool series that I guess tied a lot of stuff together with the old trilogy and this new one that's starting. Poe Dameron's parents and everything. We didn't actually see Poe, which I thought was really a good move. Usually, like in these comics, we could have, in a different timeline, it could have been, this was about, young kid Poe, going on an adventure. But it's good that they didn't go that way and they just focused on these characters that have interaction with the original trilogy characters. The original trilogy characters weren't the main characters, which is really good. They didn't put them out there and say, yeah, Han Solo's the main character, Luke's the main character. They weren't. It was mainly Shara Bay was the main character, Poe's mum. We didn't really see a lot of Kes, which I'm kind of bummed about. I kind of like the guy and I kind of want a series about him going on all these strike missions, and he was kind of like a rebellion Navy SEAL, I guess. So that would be a really cool series to make. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool little series and everything, and this last issue really opened up a lot of theories, because the Force plant is on, or where Poe lives, maybe he gets some Force powers or something. I don't know. It obviously opens up a lot of theories and everything, but it's pretty cool that I wonder if he's gonna use this tree to start a new Jedi Academy, plant that somewhere and use that as the heart of his academy, like how it was on Coruscant. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool to see where that goes. Another really cool thing is they brought up this Alisa Beck character again, and that's a character who appeared in the Han Solo young adult novel. So it's cool that they're branching all these characters out. Now I'm wondering if they're sort of building her up, because she's appeared into it could be just a coincidence and everything, because I've heard people say they're building her up, maybe she's related to Captain Phasma or something. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. I guess they'll make her a bit more important, since I think she was a high-ranking ISB commander, so she would be pretty much the one in charge after the Emperor died, maybe. So they'll probably make her sort of like a female version of Grand Admiral Thrawn, maybe. That'd be pretty cool. I really liked her character in that Young Adult novel, and to see her back again, or in some form like referenced, is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.
Thank you for watching the comic book review, guys, and if you are a fan of comic books, you might want to check out the service called Comic Bento. For as little as $17.50 a month, you can actually get a whole crate filled with comics. From Marvel to DC to Image to IDW, it's all here. So if you're interested, check the link in the description below and let us know what you think about some of the monthly comics that you're going to get.